talking about money myths and managing debt. So just to disclose, I don't have any disclosures here. I just haven't paid a teaching stipend to deliver this lecture. And so what are we going to talk about today? So first, why is there a financial literacy curriculum? And we're going to kind of look ahead to see what else your class will be anticipating. What are some money myths that you hear in med school? Managing student debt, some social determinants of wealth, which is pretty unique to U of T, but I think it's important for all students to know as well, and providing you with some resources, probably the most important part of this lecture. So Pascal introduced me a little bit already, but I give the personal finance lectures for the U of T med students and residents, and I'm also on the financial aid committee. I blog about personal finance on Instagram at Breaking Bad Debt, and I do addictions medicine and family medicine as part of my day job. So why am I so passionate about financial education, about financial wellness? So for myself, my parents and I came to Canada with only 3 suitcases and $1,000. And some of you might actually know me from my JAMA article titled Underprivileged as Privilege. And at that time, my parents did not attend university, and I was actually the first in my family to go to university to become a doctor. So what my parents taught me, and that experience growing up, was not having enough money, living paycheck to paycheck. That gave me a lot of resentment around finances. Why is it that we can't afford this? And why does this have to happen to us? And it gave me a lot of negative stigma around finances. It wasn't until when I was in medical school, I also attended business school, where I did learn about macroeconomics, about finance. And that was when I started to understand what money is and how money works. And in my first year lecture, I had talked about money as a powerful tool in the way that it impacts society and how it drives societal policies. And that's, in medical terms, that's kind of like understanding the pathophysiology of a disease if the disease was poverty. So when I was a resident, I started working on fundraising campaigns for needs-based scholarships, many that benefit our students today. And at that time, I met a lot of high net worth donors who had made $5 million plus donations. And in speaking to them and meeting them, it made me realize how financially literate they were. So it made me realize, it wasn't enough to just give students these grants, because once they graduate, they'll no longer have these grants anymore. So that's why I put in this quote, give a man a fish, you feed him for a day, teach a man a fish, you feed him for a lifetime. And so what we're doing with the financial literacy curriculum is teaching you how to manage your finances once you're done school. And that's what developed the financial literacy curriculum at U of T, and then the financial wellness curriculum at McGill. So when we polled hundreds of students and asking them what they wanted to learn, you can definitely see here that there is so much that students want to learn. And it can be really hard for us to, teach you everything, right? We can't teach you everything. So that's why the goal of today's lecture is to provide you with the resources to know where to look for answers. So there might be some things that aren't covered in our curriculum, like, for example, maybe the investing or maybe the relationships and dating piece, right? But we try to incorporate that into other resources that we'll talk about later in the lecture. So I'm just going to show you an overview of the financial wellness curriculum, and I'll let Pascal kind of